It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline: Biafra. 19 Ipob members regain freedom after 15 years in custody. The movement for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra, Ipob, has celebrated the release of 19 of their members who have been detained since 2006. The celebration coincided with 10 years anniversary of the death of Igbo leader Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, Eze Igbo Gburugburu. In a statement, Ipob leader Uchenna Madu described Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu as the greatest Igbo man that has ever lived. The statement reads in part: Dim Chukwuemeka still remains the greatest Nigerian man that ever lived. He laid an unforgettable foundation for enhancement and restoration of true Africanism and total liberation of black man from Western domination. Ojukwu was the president of Biafra and the general of the People's Army. He stood for justice, total freedom, and equity for us all. We are celebrating a living legend, a symbol of Igboism, the lion that is fear conquers the enemy of his people. Today, we have gathered to reflect, refresh, and revive the consciousness of Ojukwuism in Igbo land. As we celebrate the legendary of Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, Eze Igbo Gburugburu, Ipob celebrates the release of our members from Awka and Onitsha prisons after spending more than 15 years in detention. They are Mrs. Onyekachi Oji, Emmanuel Oji, Uche Idikeagbo, Michael Okezi, Uchenna Nicholas, Peter Igbokwe, Ikechukwu Agbara, Okudiri Basi, Chima Aso, Chinweike Irondi, Sebastian Amadi, Kasmia Odokara, Ojemba Anyanwu, Enekalu, Ondubuisi Okam, Ikechukwu Chikwem, Chukwuma Kalu, Chidebere Chikwem, and Mbadabuchi Asika. They have all journeyed through the valley of Nigeria's injustice and inhumanity against the people of Biafra. They were falsely accused and prosecuted by the Nigerian police, abandoned by the judges, Nigerian police, abandoned by the Federal High Court, and subjected to indescribable tortures, psychological and traumatic pains by the Nigerian prison officials for the past 15 years. These great Biafrans survived and endured the hopeless dungeon until Senators Iyenaya Abaribe and Christian Anyanwu intervened on July 2021 after our meeting with them at Enugu. Ipob thanked the most eloquent and fearless Senator Iyenaya Abaribe that contacted the Eastern Bar during their 2021 annual convention in Enugu over the unjust plight of our members. We also thank Jeki Gazama, San, and team of lawyers from Eastern Bar for their unrelenting efforts in securing the release of our members. Ipob appealed for more intervention, an extension of hand for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and other unjustly retained because of Biafra. In between less than a minute, I dreamt that some people, actually agreed that they would give the next presidency to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we know that Bola Ahmed Tinubu had actually, it's kind of obvious that the next presidential election for 2023, that he is very interested in being the next president, and there had been a whole lot of campaigns for Tinubu to become the next president of Nigeria, especially with the campaign team known as Swagger that are actually rooting for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become the next president. And the man says that perhaps it is true or not, that by the time his wish comes to pass, that he's very quite sure, because his dream does not fail, that the people will actually remember that he once said this. And by Wale Olawuye, who says that trying to see how visible Tinubu's presidential project is, and he says that he's not the one to dismiss it with a wave of the hand, because if Nigerians are actually because in Nigeria, even a rookie analyst knows that the first law is in prediction 101 is never say never. And to his knowledge, Nigeria is the only country where reluctant candidates are foisted on the people, plucked from either retirement, anonymity, or other pursuits and planted in the State House to run the show in accordance with the expectations of those who propped in. Also, in 1978, Shehu Shagari wanted to be a senator. Indeed, we all thought the National Party of Nigeria, NPN, the presidential ticket would go to Maitama Sule, but the godfathers of the party drafted Shagari to contest presidency. He became president after the 1979 presidential election, albeit a reluctant one. He was a good man, incorruptible, but incapable of reigning and the vultures surrounding him. 20 years later, Olusegun Obasanjo was fervently praying that the death sentence passed on him by Abacha's kangaroo tribunal would not be carried out. Then fate intervened. Abacha died. The succeeding military government plucked Obasanjo from jail, tidied him up, and catapulted him to the presidency in 1999. He was a competent president in many respects, but an authoritarian one, certainly not a democrat. In 2007, a retreating Obasanjo instructed all other contestants from the People's Democratic Party PDP presidential ticket to step down for Umaru Yar'Adua and even foisted Goodluck Jonathan on him as running mate. When President Yar'Adua died in office, Jonathan, who unexpectedly became the governor when his boss was impeached in bizarre circumstances, found himself taking the oath of office as President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. He completed Yar'Adua's first term and won another 4 years in his own right, and the most charitable thing one can say about the shy, good-hearted zoologist is that he wasn't the best president Nigeria ever had. Apparently, governing Nigeria demands more than just a good heart. And between 2012 and 2013, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, having done a strategic calculation of how the incumbent President Jonathan could be defeated, approached Muhammadu Buhari, a serial loser in past presidential contests, and offered him the presidential ticket based on the merger of parties and pinching off identified heavyweights from PDP. Buhari's party Congress for Progressive Change, CPC, was controlling only Nasarawa State, while Tinubu's Action Congress of Nigeria, ACN, had 6 governors, 6 state legislatures, etc. The attraction for Tinubu was Buhari's cult following by Northern's vote, who consistently gave him about 12 million votes. The added forces from ACN, All Nigerians People's Party ANPP, a faction of All Progressive Grand Alliance APGA, and breakaway faction of the PDP, which called itself the New PDP, teamed up with Buhari CPC to clinch victory, and Nigeria has never been the same since. Now we are on the march again. A group of Tinubu's admirers, led by Senator Dayo Adeyeye, have launched pro-Tinubu group that is the Southwest Agenda for Asiwaju, calling on their mentor to declare his interest in the 2023 presidential race. And if you understand the lingo of Nigeria politics, this is one place where politicians routinely organize huge rallies of endorsements, which they always had bankrolled. So, perhaps the dream of this man will come to pass or not, we shall see. Thanks for listening.